Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, a veteran-owned and operated company ready to educate new gun owners, and a new multi-fit holster line for maximum versatility, plus your range reports. Call in now, 866-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Glub, glub, glub. Holy cow. Lots of water around here, I gotta tell you. Hey, welcome to Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. Yeah, we're doing this from, they call it the North Shore of Louisiana, North Shore of Lake Pontchartrain, just about 30 miles north of New Orleans. We have had anywhere between 10 and 20 inches of rain in the last few days around here. People's homes are flooded. People are evacuating. People in boats. It's been a reminder as I watch this, and we're okay. Our house is high and dry. Everything's good. But it's been a reminder to me of that whole deal. And you hear me talk about it all the time. I talk about preparedness. It's not just about guns. It is everything else. It's provisions. It's emergency gear. It's mostly it's mindset. It's a thought process. It's, have I done what I need to do? I keep hearing people on the news, well, we don't have flood insurance. Really? Okay. That's your deal. But that all that stuff in your house, that's water. And yeah, you live next to a river and you don't, okay, fine, it's your deal. Have you thought through, and I've used this before, I know people, they go, yeah, it doesn't really apply to me. Yeah, until it does. Have you thought through what happens if somebody says you have to leave in 30 minutes, you have to leave in an hour, somebody comes and bangs on the door and says, we have an emergency. The toxic cloud is coming this way, whatever it is. Tanker's turned over, something. Do you have a go bag? Do you have a plan? Do you have, at the very least, have you communicated with your family to say, if something happens, this is how we will all find each other? Oh, that's easy. We'll call each other on the phone. Yeah, maybe not. Hurricane Katrina, all the other hurricanes, cell phones are down. They're out, gone. So, okay, if you don't have a cell phone and you don't have any landlines, how are you going to coordinate your rendezvous? Well, it's kind of easy because you just do it before it happens. If something like this happens, guys, we will all meet at, Red's Bait Shop, Aunt Tilly's Pie Pavilion. I don't care where. Everybody's going to drive north an hour to whatever the place it is. Just have a plan. Talk it out. Not a big deal. It's not a scary thing. Nobody has to get all spooked about it. It's just, hey, guys, one of those deals. I always start it this way. Look, I know this is not going to happen, okay? So it puts everybody at ease. But just in case, if something really weird like this ever happened, this would be our plan. And you plant it in people's minds, and they go, okay. And then they forget it until they need it. And they go, we're supposed to meet at Joe's Bait Shop because I can't call anybody because the cell phones are all down. Or even if they're not down in an emergency, you can't get a call through because everything's clogged up because there's so many people calling. So just one of those reminders as you look at all of this, think through, okay, what's my plan? Do I have a go bag? Do I have a way to get cash money if the banks were closed, for instance, and I needed cash? Oh, by the way, something hard learned in hurricane season, somebody with cash goes to the front of the line when you need trees removed from your lawn or from your house, and there are guys out there with trucks and chainsaws. When you walk up with a wad of cash, you can get stuff done. Oh, yeah, by the way, the ATMs aren't working either because all the electricity's out. How about that? Once again, we have another one of those INTOT moments. I never thought of that. Yeah, I know. We hear that all the time on First Person Defender, our online show where we put people in self-defense situations and we get them attacked. We do all this stuff, and they come out of it, and it's a guy at an ATM machine robbery. It's a robbery in a parking lot. It's you walk up on somebody else being assaulted in a parking lot, and we see how they react. And then when it's all over, it's kind of like you get these two things. Wow, it happened so fast. Yeah, because if it happened slowly, you would just leave. And number two, I never thought of that. But it's your job to think of that, isn't it? Well, you can't think of everything. Well, no, you can't. But you can think of a lot of things. You can do the what ifs. What if I witnessed somebody being assaulted in a parking lot? What if someone comes up and starts asking to use my phone in a parking lot, and he just keeps getting closer and closer and closer while he's talking? What will I do? Have you thought through what you will say? Is there something I can help you with? You need to stop right there. That's far enough. I can talk to you right now. I can hear you just fine right there. You stay right there. Of course, at the same time, you're making a move to get something between you and this person. Oh, but all he wanted to do was ask the time. Yeah, maybe. And that's the way it goes. Well, you offended him. I don't care. Ask me how much I care. I don't care. Have you ever had this kind of thing happen to you? I'd love to get that story. Our number, by the way, is 866-TALK-GUN. Have you ever had somebody come up to you? Have you ever had somebody make you feel uncomfortable? Panhandler, somebody that later on you're thinking, I let him get too close. I wasn't plugged in. And if you did have that happen, how did that make you feel? Man, because I can tell you, later on you're processing and going, wasn't smart, did not handle that real well. Yeah, I know. We got a lot of things going on, by the way. Of course, we've got the First Person Defender series is up. All you have to do is go to YouTube, go to the Gun Talk TV channel on YouTube. It's all free. Hey, we do it. Spend a bunch of money producing this. It's free to you. Also, we're doing a giveaway, Brownell Sweepstakes giveaway. We see that ends March 30th. Very cool. Go to brownells.com/guntalk. That's Brownells, BROWNELLS.com/guntalk. Grand prize winner's going to get an FM Scar, like one of the coolest rifles ever, plus travel and accommodations to the NRA annual meetings in Louisville, Kentucky for 2 people, you and a friend, or even somebody you just mildly like. I don't care. You guys work that out. And you're going to get an appearance live on Gun Talk Radio. So you're going to come to the NRA show. You're going to come sit down. Yeah, I know. It's not much of a price. Second prize is you get to do 2 appearances with me. So it's, but we'll yak. We'll talk about what you shoot. And if you got any questions, we can do that. But we'll be doing it on the floor of the NRA show. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we have to welcome a new radio station to the Gun Talk system, 1050 AM, KTBL in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's 1050talk.com. They're a big sponsor. There's a great gun store, Los Ranchos Gun Shop. They're fans, by the way, of Gun Talk. Welcome, big welcome to the folks in Albuquerque, KTBL. Excellent. All right, here's the deal. We're going to be open lines for a while today. If there's a question you have, a comment, a range report you'd like to offer. Do you have we were talking earlier about, before we went on the air, about cheap guns. Do you have a cheap gun that you like particularly? It's weird, because we talk about, you got to spend a lot of money. Well, maybe not. Sometimes you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a good gun. Do you have a gun that didn't cost you a lot of money that you really like? I'd love to get that report. Our number here is 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. I'm over on Twitter. I am at GunTalk, and email is tom@guntalk.com. This is Gun Talk.
Accurate, powerful, consistent. At Double Tap Ammunition, we offer 364 loads in 83 calibers that give you exactly what you've been looking for. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
Want to customize the look of your firearm and give it ultimate durability? Well, don't paint it, Cerakote it. Cerakote is a spray-on ceramic polymer coating that uses state-of-the-art technology to achieve superior abrasion resistance and corrosion protection. Field-proven and trusted by manufacturers and gun owners like you, Cerakote is the industry's unmatched performance leader. In lab testing and real-world applications, Cerakote outperforms the competition every time. See for yourself and find a local certified applicator near you at Cerakote.com. Choose the best. Choose Cerakote and finish strong.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Get you into Tom Gresham. I meant to tell you about this. This is in Mississippi. Escapee accused of capital murder killed in home invasion. Short version of this is this guy escaped. He was charged with capital murder, but he took a jailer hostage, stole his clothes at knife point, and disappeared into the downtown area in northern Mississippi. He grabbed a guy like 4:35 o'clock in the morning who had his son with him. I guess they were going out for the morning. Ended up taking him to the house, tied him up, tied his wife up. Somehow one of the guys, one of the wife or the man got loose, the victim, while this accused murder was in the house. And they said when the 911 call came in around 7 a.m., McLeod, the escapee, was found dead, shot to death by the homeowners. Armstrong, one of the spokesmen, said the husband was stabbed in the shoulder after he freed himself and fought with McLeod. The injury was non-life-threatening, but he was hospitalized. McLeod was reported to have held the family in the bathroom. At some point, the wife was allowed to leave the bathroom. She returned with a handgun. Yeah, you go, Mama. And fired one shot believed to have struck McLeod. After the husband's bounds were cut by the wife, the husband took control of the weapon and fired additional shots, striking McLeod. Question mark. The family then ran outside and flagged a motorist and asked them to call 911. There are a lot of home invasions. I get these reports every day. A lot across the country. Get good locks and use them in the middle of the day. Oh, yeah, we live in a good part of town. Yeah, right. But the escapee just got loose as they were driving through your neighborhood or on the highway past there, and he's now in your good neighborhood. Why would you not keep your doors locked in the middle of the day? That's when a lot of these home invasions are happening. Let's go to line 3. Bob's with us out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Hello, Bob. Rob, that is. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you taking my call, but wanted to let you know what bugs me to no end is you were just talking about people and being approached in parking lots and stuff. When I walk around, being a concealed carrier as I am, I am constantly, if you've got a weapon on you, you need to have 50 feet around you that you are aware of everything that's going on. And I see people that get their concealed carry, and they still continue to keep that face buried up in a cell phone or something instead of looking around at the situational awareness, just like you were speaking of. And this gentleman that had this happen to him, the home invasion in Vicksburg, Mississippi, you know, he could have known something was amiss when he walked in, when he opened the door to his garage from his kitchen. He should have known that the garage door was up and, hey, we secure this thing down. What's this? Why is the door open? He should have immediately been on condition orange.
Yeah, I don't want to put any blame on him. He is the victim in this case, and they did ended up surviving, which is the main deal. They won the day. But I do get your point, Rob, which is you need to be aware of all that's around you. Yeah, look, even if you don't want to do it, and look, thanks for the call. Even if you don't want to do this to make you safe, which would be nutty not to do that, or to make your family safe, which would be nutty not to do that. Remember, if you let them get too close to you and you have a gun, you've let them get too close to your gun. They may end up with your gun. What are you doing? Stop them from getting that close. Let me put a fine point on this. The point of a firearm, the essence of a firearm, is being able to project force at a distance further than you can reach. Interesting concept. Why would we want that? So that we can outreach the other person. Because if you let them get to where they can reach you before you can reach them, now it's just a case of who's stronger, who's faster, who can get the knife out first. The point of having a firearm and training with a firearm is to be able to project force at a distance, whether that's 2 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, whatever that distance is, so that you can affect change before change comes to you and affects you. Just a little food for thought there on what the whole idea of why you have this gun. Don't let them get so close they can get to your gun and take your gun away from you, for heaven's sakes. Line 2, Parker's with us out of Carson City, Nevada. Hey, Parker, you got a range report for us?
Yes, I do. On Valentine's Day, I bought myself an H&K VP9, and I love it. There's only, I took it right after, as soon as I got home, my brother-in-law and I went out to the range, and my very first shot, I almost hit the X. It's just a beautiful gun.
Now, what brought you to decide that? What was the process? Did you try some different guns, look at different ones? How'd you get there?
Well, I used to have a Firestar Plus, and it never was real comfortable. And I was thinking about getting a new one, and I was looking at some lines, and I picked up this VP 9mm, and it just felt so comfortable in my hand. It's almost like it was designed for my hand. And then I saw it was an H&K and what it cost, and I said, I got the money, and I just whipped out the money and bought it right then and there.
A guy after my own heart, right there.
I've only found one problem with it, and that problem is it's hard to find more magazines. It comes with 2, and I always believe I should have at least 5 or 6 for any handgun that I have.
Agreed.
It's just the way I am. And so far, I've only been able to find a one in all of Carson City and Reno, and that cost me over $50.
You're probably going to have to go online for that because not a lot of people are going to stock the mags for your pistol. Try brownells.com, see if they have it. But I'm sure you can find it online and just poke around a little bit. Sometimes when you get into maybe a little bit higher end guns, the local stores are not going to have all the accessories. They may have the gun, but they won't have the accessories. But I'm right with you. I think for every semi-automatic firearm, you should have at least 6 magazines so that you always have something that works. And that way, if you have start having a problem with malfunctioning or feeding, swap out, try different magazines, see if that's the issue. Just a good idea. I appreciate the call, sir. That is a nice pistol. Archer said something that was interesting. I said, how did you decide on that? And basically what he ended up with is he just picked it up and it fit his hand. It was kind of like, wow. I was just reading an article this morning. And, I'm an avid photographer. That's how I got into all this and studied that. I've done that professionally for 50 years. An article about Sony and their cameras and some concept that they're using, which basically talks about enhancing the experience. It's a involved description. But designing a product so that the product and you kind of mesh together, if that makes sense. And I thought about that in terms of our guns, especially our handguns, as they've gotten more and more sleek and ergonomically designed. And I was just shooting the Ruger American pistol, and it certainly typifies that. Well, compare the guns we have now, if you will, to, for instance, the original Glocks. Very functional, but very blocky, very brick-like. And even Glock has made their guns much more ergonomically designed, much more comfortable. And we're at the point now where you just, you pick it up and you go, nah, pick the next up and go, oh yeah, that's it. And that's what they're doing now. And we're getting these wonderful guns that have terrific ergonomics and they just work. So it's a terrific thing. To that point, when you're looking for a gun, it's good to pay attention to what your buddies say and what your buddies are shooting, what they like. But if you're buying a brand name, a quality name, Springfield, Ruger, Smith, Glock, SIG, go on and on and on. You may get to the point where you say, I just want the one that fits good, fits my hand well, that I like. And that may be the prime criteria. And we are so fortunate to have so many excellent guns that are so well made and generally pretty darn affordable. If you take it and look at what you spend for it, and you say, I'm going to keep this gun for 20 years, and then figure out what it costs you each year over that 20 years, now that's a deal. 866-TALK-GUN. You ever had anybody come up to you in a parking lot? What did you do? Did you do the right thing?
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
And we're back with you, Tom Gresham, and it's Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. We're pretty much open lines. We're going to have a couple of guests later in the show, but right now it's just you and me. If there's something you want to talk about or a question, or even if you want to talk the election, sure, we'll wade into that sewage pile. Holy cow. I've got to say, I just saw a piece by my friend Michael Bain, and I do agree with him on that. Michael was talking about the guy punching somebody at a Donald Trump event, and the agitators, instigators, the paid rabble-rousers that are breaking up the Trump events. And he was saying, he's watching Rubio and Kasich and unfortunately Cruz all come out and say, well, Trump contributes to that with his rhetoric. And Michael made the point, he says, yeah, really, let's go there. Let's blame the victim because he's exercising free speech. This election is the weirdest thing. And I don't know where it's going to end up. But nobody is really distinguishing himself in this at this point. We'll see. Maybe in a week or two we'll have a better handle on it. But good Lord, what a mess. I don't see a statesman among them. It's we're going to get what we get, but holy cow. Let's see, line one, Jess is with us out of Aztec, New Mexico. Hey, Jess, what's this question you have?
Oh, got a question. There's living in New Mexico, we got lots of national parks, national forest. Where can I carry in and where can I not? Because no one can tell me.
I can tell you.
Okay, that's why I called.
You can carry in a national forest and you can carry in a national park. However, you may not carry in a structure in a national park. That would be a visitor center. That would be any kind of building. It could even be construed as being a bathroom.
Okay. Just a blue porta potty. I can't carry into one.
You're on your own, big guy. You do what you got to do. Just hang it on the outside where the little occupied thing is there.
I'll just put it in my wife's hand.
There you go.
Okay.
But no, it is legal. It is legal to carry in national parks and national forests. You will have people who will tell you it's not, but they're wrong. It is. So there you go. It's like basically what happens is national parks and national forests now say whatever's legal in the state is legal here, except in the buildings and the structures. So just be aware of that. There you go. Appreciate the call. It gave me a chance to address that. Let's see, line 4, Austin is with us out of Waco, Texas. Hey, Austin.
Hey, Tom. A number of years ago, I used to work at a restaurant that the owner allowed me to conceal carry every day because I had my license and I dealt with the money. And one day I look out my office door and I see a gentleman standing at the menu. Well, we had stopped serving up front. We're serving everybody around the rear. So I go to tell him that. And I approach him, and there was a blind spot around a corner, and he's got a buddy sitting in a booth that immediately starts talking to me. And I didn't understand at the time what he was telling me, but he was trying to tell me that his friend had a license to carry. Okay. And when I shift away from his buddy to the guy at the line, he is now facing me, and he's got a handgun sticking out the front of his pants. Okay. And this was about 3 or 4 years ago when Texas changed the brandishing law.
Right.
And I said, that's all well and good, but you've got a license, supposedly. But it does not allow you to open carry. It just states that if you accidentally brandish your gun, it's not a criminal offense.
Okay.
And I'm talking to this guy, and he's getting more and more agitated because he's arguing me on the law. And I keep trying to explain it to him, which was probably my mistake. Well, he goes to reach for it, and I turn my left shoulder towards him so that I can reach in my waistband and put my hand on my pistol. And at that point, he starts pulling it out, and I see it's in a holster. I'm still got my hand on my pistol. He pulls it out in the holster, tucks it more to the right, covers it with his jacket, and he goes, "Are we fine now?" I said, "Yeah, we're fine. You're free to go around the back and eat." Well, he felt he had been hassled at that point enough. And he says, "No, we're just leaving." So they leave, and I let them get 15 seconds ahead of me, and I stick my head around the corner, see where they're going. And once they started walking down the street, they didn't get in a car and drive off. That's when, we called the cops because it was just something's going on. But where I really screwed up was I thought there was one and there was two, and I let the other one distract me that I couldn't see, allowing the guy that I could see at that point turn around. And that's when I thought he had a handgun in his pants.
Right. That's very common to have two, to have a decoy, a distraction. The other thing is allowing yourself to get engaged. Once you had any inkling that there was an issue going on here, and when you saw the gun, it's probably time to disengage, find a way to get out of it, get some distance. Distance is your friend. We all tend to want to just, we can talk our way through it. We can explain it. We can, no. You just need to say, I tell you what, can you excuse me? You can say something like, "Oh, God, excuse me, my boss is calling me. I'll get right back to you." And just find a way to get out. Just get out. Get somewhere else. Be somewhere else at that point.
And in that situation, I felt that it completed the way it did because I was not being intimidated by him.
Right.
And I was talking rationally.
Well, it sounds to me like you did a pretty good job, honestly.
So, but and we were about 15 feet away from each other, so.
Yeah. Now, I think you probably handled it pretty well, and it worked out all right. But it is one of those that you do replay it in your head, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
100%. You keep going and go, what could I have done better? How would I do this? That's okay. And frankly, that's one of the reasons we do this force-on-force training, this scenario-based training, where we can go through these kind of things and have the bad guy be there. And sometimes what people think is the bad guy turns out to not be the bad guy, and see how they react and how they can get out of there. So just, this is called training. This is why we do this stuff. We have to keep working on it all the time. It's a process, and it's also a personal commitment that each of us has to do. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
You need a good holster. You want something that's comfortable, easy to wear, and both high quality and inexpensive. Check out the Q-Line from GUNTALK. The Q-Line offers superior quality and comfort, plus a modular design that will fit multiple firearms, saving you time and money. With options for concealed carry or range use, the Q-Line is the quality holster you need. The Q-Line at comp-tac.com.
What makes a legacy? Is it quality? Craftsmanship? Maybe it's the idea that every American deserves their right to security and peace of mind on and off the battlefield. What makes a legacy? Here at Colt, we're making it every day. Colt, built one at a time, proven every round.
HSM Ammunition has been loading quality ammo since 1968. HSM makes a complete line of centerfire loads including long range, cowboy action, lead-free, dangerous game, and even a designated line of hard-cast bear ammunition for maximum penetration to stop game now. The latest 223 option from HSM, Varmint Blue, features a 55-grain Sierra Blitz King bullet. HSM Ammunition at your local shooting sports retailer.
Hi, this is Joe. I bought a silencer from Silencer Shop, and it was a pretty amazing experience. I simply went to silencershop.com, followed the instructions, purchased my silencer, and they took care of the rest. My local firearm dealer called me when my silencer arrived. Did you know a silencer is an important accessory that offers an added hearing protection and greater shooting accuracy? It's great for hunters and those who want to enjoy more social interaction during shooting sports. Visit silencershop.com to find a silencer for your firearm.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. Shopguntalk.com.
The Ruger LCRX is a variation of the LCR that features an external hammer, allowing it to be fired in single action mode. The LCRX can also be fired in double action mode. It features a monolithic frame made from aerospace grade 7000 series aluminum, a patented Ruger friction reducing cam that results in a smooth, non-stacking trigger pull, and a patent pending polymer fire control housing that significantly reduces weight and helps reduce recoil. The Ruger LCRX Revolver, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
This is one of the coolest things I've seen in quite a while. The American Marksman Competition is going on. You can go to ranges all around the country and shoot a course of fire to see if you can qualify for this. It's called the American Marksman Competition. They're putting together a TV show and basically looking for people to be involved with it. But you can go right now and go to the range near you and shoot this course of fire. If you go to ammarksman.com, you can see where you can go do this, ammarksman.com. Now, here's the fun part. They're going to do one in Denver next weekend. So a week from today, I am going to be in Denver at the Centennial Gun Club, and we'll be doing the radio show, the Gun Talk radio show from the Gun Club while the American Marksman Competition is going on there. So if you want to come out and do the competition, by all means, you got to do that. Go to ammarksman.com, sign up for that. But also you can come out to the range. You can see me. We'll be doing the radio show there. So it'll be a bunch of fun. That'll be next Sunday, Denver at the Centennial Gun Club. All righty, let's see here. Line 3, Dean's with us. Granite Bay, California. Dean, you are looking for something.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. I'm looking for recommendations, one on a bore sight and also one on a rangefinder in about the $200 to $300 range. And I'm
okay, what kind of bore sighting? What are we trying to bore sight?
17 HMR and a 223.
Okay.
And I've seen the one with a grid like Bushnell makes, and then also the laser ones. And I was wondering which one's better. And
it doesn't matter. All you're trying to do is get close. Honest to Pete, it just doesn't matter. I don't even use bore sighters anymore.
Okay.
If it's a bolt action rifle, I simply take the bolt out, put the gun on sandbags or something, and look through the barrel, move it around until it's on the target. Then I look up through the scope without touching the gun and adjust the crosshairs so they're on the target. And now I'm bore sighted. Done.
Okay, that's kind of what I did. I thought that it might be a little bit easier with a laser, but that's how I initially did it.
It might be a little easier.
It's working really good. Yeah.
If it works, it's fine. And you're also looking for a rangefinder, huh?
Right. Yeah. I'm going for ground squirrels in a couple of weeks, and I was wondering, it's alfalfa fields. Do the rangefinders work good on that, or it's basically dirt clods and alfalfa? Will it give me a good reading?
Yeah, they do. Actually, they're a lot better than they used to be, and out to 200-300 yards, it should work fine. You get much past that, and ground squirrels are pretty small, and they don't have a lot to work on. But I'll tell you where I would go. I'm just thinking about because, God, there's so many different brands. There's a website called opticsplanet.com.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, they have everything. You could shop there. I mean, you can buy it from them. It's also kind of a reference place you can go to. They actually have how does this work? Kind of like what am I thinking of? An outlet mall website, believe it or not, for their stuff. It's called DVOR.com. So sometimes there are some deals there too. DVOR.com. Yep. DVOR.
Okay.
Yeah, but just take a look there and you start educating yourself because there's a lot of different rangefinders out there.
Yeah, both my rifles are Savages with that AccuTrigger, and I've got the loophole varmint reticle with the variable power. Those things are
Isn't that sweet?
amazing.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, oh, man. We have such good rifles now and everything at good prices. It's crazy.
Yeah, I love them. They're great.
Good deal.
Right,
well, look, I appreciate the call. Hope that helps. You bet. 2, Larry, Houston, Texas. What you carrying, Larry?
Hey, Tom. I'm carrying talk about cheap guns. It's a Taurus PT-140, the Millennium Pro, and I had it for about 14, 15 years, and it's my carry weapon. And then, matter of fact, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's in law enforcement, and found out that's his actual duty weapon. So that's what he carries, and he loves it as well.
Well, I'll be darned.
But yeah.
Let me ask.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a question? How often do you shoot? How often do you get out to practice?
I get out about regularly, at least once or twice a month.
That's good.
More, of course, but and I haven't had any problems with it. I've seen a lot of issues like on the internet, that type of thing, but I hadn't had any problems with mine, and my buddy hadn't had any problems either.
That's terrific. Well, look, I appreciate the range report. That is great, Larry. I was laughing because Larry, I asked him, I said, how often do you shoot? It's so funny. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And he said, once or twice a month. That's great. I mean, that's a lot of shooting. But it's funny because every time I ask the question, it doesn't matter what the number is, how often they go, they always follow it with, but not as much as I want to shoot. I shoot every day, but it's not really as much as I want to. It's so true. I don't care how much we shoot. We always want to shoot just a little bit more. Oh, speaking of that, I haven't even shot them yet. Just got them in. New air guns from SIG. They just got to the office. Oh, wow. These things look so cool. I cannot wait to shoot them. This is going to be so much fun. 866-TALK-GUN. All right, back with you here. In about, 10 minutes, we're going to have, somebody who has won more than 40 world and national championship titles. IPSC, USPSA, IDPA, 3-gun nationals, just goes on and on, single stack. You're going to want to find out more from her. Talking holsters and fun stuff. You'll learn a lot. Let's see, line 1. Tim is with us out of Georgia. Hey, Tim, what happened to you, my friend?
Well, me and a lady friend was down in Savannah. It was around 9 o'clock in the evening, and we was watching the ships. And this guy approached us from behind, and he was walking toward us with his fist out, fingers down, like he was going to hand me something. And he got right up on us. I let him get up on us. I definitely learned from that experience. I asked him, "What do you have?" And he said, "Here, take it." And I asked him again. I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a bomb." And when he said that, I grabbed his wrist, and we went to the ground. I'm 6'3", and this guy was half my size. Well, he opened up his fist, and it was a note. And on the note, it said, "Jesus loves you." Needless to say, my girlfriend was horrified. I hadn't thought about that story in years until I was listening to you talking about people approaching you in parking lots. And I thought, I need to tell that story.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are several things that we get out of that, and which is, if you can stop somebody before they get close to you, just by saying, "Hold it right there, buddy. That's close enough." Or, "Is there something you need?" Just basically to stop them, then we're not going to get physical. In this case, he had a note. Another time he could have had a knife in the other hand. Holds one hand up for you to watch that when a knife comes out of the other hand that you never see. And by the time, thing is with a knife, you don't know it's there until you can feel it. So you don't want them to be that close. The other thing is, and I would say this, Tim, you didn't have reason at that point or cause to hurt him, like shoot him. So you did what you could do, and it worked out just fine in that case. But I'll bet you kind of played that one back in your head a few times, didn't you?
Oh, I have. It was unreal, and now it just seems like a dream that it didn't happen, but it did. And he plainly said, "It's a bomb." And when he said that, in retrospect, I knew he didn't have a bomb that small. I mean, this was back in the early 90s. Right. Bombings and things like that wasn't really in everybody's psyche like it is now. But I didn't have conceal and carry then. I was in my early 20s, but I do now. So, but I thought I'd share that story. And one more quick thing. Yeah. Cheap gun. Sure. I love High Point 40 carbine. You can't kill that gun.
Oh,
I love that
carbine.
Gun.
That is kind of a slick little rig, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I got a red dot on it, and at 100 yards, I can nail a dime off a post. I can't say too much about the. I can't say too much about the pistols. They're too heavy. I'm waiting on them to do something with the pistols, but they still as heavy as they were 10 years ago.
They're heavy and they're chunky, but that little carbine, I wouldn't think that wouldn't be a bad house gun. Look, I appreciate the call, Tim. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, a 9 or a 40 carbine is a house gun? Yeah, what's wrong with that? Using pistol mags that got plenty of capacity? That'll work. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about holsters. Oh, I got an email from a guy who says, "Hey, I went to the SIG Academy. You're right. I've been doing this for 20 years. I didn't know anything." Yeah. Then he says, "Oh, and I bought a gun belt." Yeah, you were right about that too. I never imagined a gun belt would make that much difference. Yeah, I know. I don't say this stuff just to hear myself, yak. All right, coming up, we'll be talking holsters that will work for a lot of your guns. Don't miss it.